Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Strategic Command as the Allies, and we are finally starting to push back the Axis into Heartland Germany, of course at some point hopefully, but for now at least on the Eastern Front. We've even advanced a little bit beyond our original front line, so to say, sorry, along our borders. So I'm very happy. I can't tell you how good that feels. We've been pushing back the Japanese for quite a while, of course, but to fight against Germany and be winning a little bit more is extremely satisfying. So let's turn it over towards the Axis, and then we're gonna see how much of our move we will be able to do this time around. It is late-ish 1943. We are of course getting Brest and Bordeaux. Yes, I know. You. Some other, some command and control, fighters, nice, Indian warfare, amphibious warfare, nothing too critical, but all in all not bad either, so happy about these results. But there is the Axis turn now. So let's see what they're going to do. I think they'll probably be trying to re-establish a front line on the Eastern Front, which is going to be difficult, but there is also quite some scope that we'll lose a couple of units because our units necessarily did get a little bit exposed as we are pushing against the Germans. I also expect that over here there will be some attacks, but we'll have to see. Doesn't look like it. They have been reinforcing their troops more or less. Yeah, some shuffling in Riga over there. And there's a... oh! I should really be a little bit careful with our destroyers over there. Yeah, see, this one I think is frequently being attacked. Yeah, but we do have the anti-aircraft battery over here, which is doing a fantastic job actually, so also bringing in some escorts that are not doing that much, but at least we did not lose anything over there. Some artillery on our positions in Italy, some pushes on the central front. Don't think that's a very wise idea what you're doing there, my friends. Right, so far so good though. Ooh, yeah, this corps is starting to look a little bit weak. This corps of the Germans is very experienced. I think that's probably one of the strongest units they have in the pocket. They can push in here, but they haven't completely obliterated us. German light tanks, or German normal tanks, but surprisingly early versions attacking our early version tanks. But that's alright. Will there be an offensive in northern Italy? I don't think so. But they are really amassing some troops over here, so we'll have to be a little bit careful about that. Although we do have a fair number of tanks on the continent as we speak. Good. Not actually a too long turn, so I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do a little bit about that. We have invested very strongly in the diplomacy against, well, for Sweden, about Sweden, so that we can pull them a little bit out of the economic sphere of the Germans. Right, there we go. Some intel. Starting to become a little bit more useful. Right, and there we go. Okay, so let's, as always, start with the Eastern Front. I think up here in the north we are somewhat okay. This corps is certainly looking for some reinforcements. Over here things are surprisingly good. And I think what I want to do is... we could even... I mean, we really should be trying to cut these guys off as strongly as possible, shouldn't we? I think that's true. I think that's true, and we should also think about what we are to do with our air force as we do so. But all in all, I mean, the front line looks okay. The only bit that's worrying me is this one, because that has very low supply. Do we get any new units? Just some tactical bombers, unfortunately. And there's nothing that I can pull in over here. Our reserves are more centered around up there. And I'm happy to have this area more or less reinforced, so that means we can try to budge around over here. These troops can be brought down there. That potentially opens up around 3 or so troops. Okay, let's take the Moscow Corps. Okay, more Germans down there. More Germans. Okay, but here we do get into enemy contact. Can't advance any further than that. Could deal with these tactical bombers. Cavalry could move up. You could move up. Well, let's start an attack on the garrison. Because that might just allow us to advance a little bit further. We can't. But still, I think the situation overall is a good one for us, of course, here. So the supply will be pretty bad over there. That is without doubt. We do have some paratroopers. I'm not sure whether the AA will work on the paratroopers if they land close to it. Okay, let's bring you over there. Actually need to bring you further. You occupy this position. You can get all the way over here. And deal some damage against these bombers. Nice. Ooh, very nice. You could get up there. How far can you advance? Over here. We don't know how strong these guys are. I'm mindful that these tanks will be extremely strong. Although their readiness is not too high. Okay, I would ideally like to attack these tactical bombers, but you know what? Let's bring up our cavalry over here so that we can cut off Königsberg. Strike against these tactical bombers, and that is very nice indeed. So these very experienced guys down here who are already a little bit entrenched, I would like to keep you where you are actually, so that you are able to conduct some strikes against potentially even these tanks. And then everyone else... There's no one that we can bring all the way up over there. So we need to draw a strong line over here. And over here. So... I mean, Bialystok would be nice. Wouldn't it? Let's try to capture Bialystok. Attack the tactical bombers. Get the 6th Corps over here. Get the Stalingrad Corps over here. Gonna reoccupy Minsk with the garrison. And the engineers, I think we can move up quite a bit. And actually over here, just ahead of Minsk might be nice. We could also provide defenses against the south over here. Don't think we need to worry about the Pripyat marshes too much. Yeah, but then we have the You know what, let's try it. I'm not sure whether this will work or whether we'll be intercepted. We are indeed intercepted by AA fire, but still this is a good move, I believe. Another strike on Königsberg here, which I think is a good choice, simply so that we are reducing their supplies a little bit. Also reducing their supply in this general fashion, so that I believe is okay. And then we will simply reinforce over here. And you know what, over here as well. These tanks have extremely low morale as is. And we'll sort of center these forces. Reinforce the tanks. And then down here we really need to think whether we want to... Yeah, let's advance. I mean, there's a river. And ultimately these German forces here are not the strongest. Can even reduce them a little bit further. Maybe even... You know what? Let's keep them over here so that their supplies do get reduced a little bit so that they can't be reformed that easily. And that's fine. So, tactical bombers, anything you need to do? Well, I think these tanks up there are a little bit of a nuisance, so Yeah. Fair trade. In my books, at least. So that's alright. And maybe the cavalry. Cavalry is pretty... morale is pretty high, so let's do that attack. Even though it was a little bit worse than expected, I think it's alright. And here we can make more impressions against these tanks. And that is very fine and lovely. Bring up our fighters to where they're needed. And then you know what, these engineers are going to be here. We're going to tell them to fortify around 3 sides. Don't think we'll need that anymore. But I think that should be fine. Good. And in fact this garrison will also advance a little bit within the Pripyat marshes. Good. Lots of headquarter units up here, of course, and we can move some of them up a little, I think. So that should be roughly fine. Good. Let's look at the south down here. So we've got an army over here, which probably should advance, and take on the headquarter, take on the Luftflotte. Let's go for the headquarter. Nothing to be done over there. This is alright. So interested to see whether anyone is over there. And I guess what we can do is use a fighter escort. So we do get into an air battle. And yeah, there is indeed. So I'm happy that we did that. But... okay, pull you up. Do another strike. Ah! Nearly. Very nearly. Okay, but we can start to circle around over here. I mean, the situation in the south is somewhat stable, so not too concerned with that. Let's bring around the tanks. And start to attack these guys a little bit more strongly. Come on. Ah! Just a single attack. Okay. Nice. Very good. You can't move up. You can... you... right. No one can move up into there. Let's do an attack. Still not possible, right? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Good. Move up the artillery so that it faces that way. The AA we can bring down. I'm not sure whether these guys will advance, in fact. They might try to do that, so let's bring in this core so that they are shielded against that way. That should be fine. And then down here, what do we want to do? Again, we can sort of cut them off kind of nicely, actually. Their supply isn't great as is. Okay, so let's try to move behind them. And let's encircle them somewhat. You need to be reinforced. You are where you are. They'll probably be trying to break out towards the north. But we might be fine over there. Do we get new units? Yeah, tactical bombers, but that's it. Let's place them over there. Yeah, so this is risky. I mean, we are encircling, but we could easily be encircled, especially with our mechanized forces up here. But all in all, I think this here is big. This is just a brilliant, well, not brilliant, but a very excellent position that we do find ourselves in. So let's move the garrison from Minsk towards down here because I'm slightly concerned about our positioning. But all in all, we seem to be fine. You've done all your strikes. Yeah, you could, but why should you? And they should really be withdrawing, and if they are not, then I think they are in bigger trouble than they would certainly realize. Good. Our battleship hasn't done much over here. No one in there? Yeah, there's someone in there. Mimmel is around. Could strike Königsberg. Seems to be a little bit pointless. But yes, so far so good, I would say. Can't reinforce you, can I? No. They are a little bit entrenched, so could attack over there. Yeah, let's do it. Of course. Alright. Oh well, could have been worse. So okay, yeah. No, Soviets are really, really good position over here now. We are very... we do have quite a couple of points over here, so let's purchase a couple of units as the USSR. I think we do still know there's no army. There is one corps that we can replace for very cheap. So let's do that. A couple of garrisons, I don't think they are required. But other than that then, we really have replaced most of our units. Yeah, maybe not our fighters. So let's get a new unit of fighters. And I think that's excellent. So do we want to get a shock army or maybe some more mechanized corps? I think more mechanized is always better. So that's fine. Doesn't leave us with too many points. And let's briefly look at the research of the USSR. There's nothing redundant. Soon we'll get armored warfare. Armored tanks, advanced tanks and fighters we will be getting at some point. And I do trust that we'll be getting better technology as well, but gonna have to wait a little while. You know what? Actually, we should probably buy one of these garrison units that has been defeated, simply so that we can flash out our front line a little bit. And that should be good. Excellent. So that was a very, very good first result. Let's look at Italy, the other main front. So down in the south over here, I think we can't really advance. Our supply situation isn't great, at least. So still we can do some damage, and that is nice to see. Can you strike these guys more strongly? Note their morale is really low, as is their supply. So yeah, let's continue to pound these Fallschirmjägers. Strike with our army. Can we advance with anything? You really need an upgrade, my friend. We have our mechanized forces over here, and that could come down here. Start to attack over there. Well, I mean, the critical point is Naples itself, so there's no direct benefit to striking over here as opposed to anywhere else. They have strong morale over there. And I'm mostly actually concerned about breaking out to the north rather than be around here. Why are you so bad? Your supply's low. Your supply's low. Tactical bombers, you can do some damage. Even against these paratroopers. Let's try that. Nice. Could have been a little bit better. I can't change your mode, can I? Oh, no, I can. Let's put you on Naval Tactical. And then fly out a little bit over here. And try to strike them. Come on. Just kill them. Ah. Close. So close. Okay, let's use our mechanized forces. So Monte Cassino being captured from the north. Which is very fine and lovely. Means we can push up our army a little bit, can push up this garrison, and then they are a little bit more exposed again, and that's fine. Good. Up here in the north, so your morale should be really low, and it is. Don't think we can reach with our bombers anyone. Well, these guys. Yeah, but your morale is kind of low anyway. What can you upgrade you to? Long-range aircraft, naval weaponry. No, let's bring up some of our aircraft towards the north. and then one of the bombers can attack down there. And then in fact advance up a little. You can actually go over here so that the artillery can come up and start shelling these guys next turn. And again, the 8-8 is a little bit pointless down here. Right, so we did advance, that's nice. What are we going to do in the north? There's no, well, we should probably try to cross over here. Yeah, let's try. Decent attack. Nice, very good. Very good result. So let's get our tanks in over here. We are crossing the river, so that's very nice to see. Can we cross the river a little bit more even? We can. And I hope that they should be running out of supplies. Though they don't seem to, certainly. Okay, but we do also have artillery, so... let's strike the Romanians, so that we can capture maybe them and cut them off from the east. Attack the Germans though. That's alright. Good. You need to be upgraded. Better tanks. Always better. And some air forces. You should probably be brought up and set mode, prepare, so that you can do some naval landings. Then we have another army up here. Pretty decent readiness and all of that, so might make sense to attack. On the other hand, we could simply pull out these guys and get you in. Okay result, I guess. Good. Still making good pushes over here, and I think we actually cut off Milan, although there probably isn't a railway line, is there? Let me just briefly check. No, there is. So I think Milan and Turin should stop providing supplies to these guys. And that's of course very helpful. It's a little bit funny that we can't do more against the headquarter, but I guess that's the way it is. So, okay, fine. For Italy, that more or less settles it. Let's bring up our fighters if we can, because why not? That's alright. Let's check the east coast, because I think there are some things that should be upgraded. Ground attack, long range. Yes, please. Long range and upgrades. Yes, right. Good. Also some headquarters, which we're going to transport, of course. Yes. And yes. Thank you. And thank you. And some rocket artillery, which should also come over towards Europe, so that we can reduce morale and all of that. And more armies are likewise very much appreciated. Apparently some long-range army, long-range amphibious transport that was over there, so that's okay. Good. That does settle the area up there. What we need to consider is Greece and the Balkan areas over here. I'm specifically concerned about these German tanks, although these guys aren't very strong. Could try to attack Sofia a little bit more. We also have some medium bombers. Yeah, your morale is already very low. How about you? Your morale is pretty high, so let's use our medium bombers to attack them, even though it's costing us more than them. And more than expected actually, but still alright. Nice. Good stuff. Right, and that means we can try to advance on Sofia a little bit more. Are you preparing or something? Properties? Set mode, prepare. You should probably be reinforced. They have some tanks up here. Let's attack them if it is promising. Nice. Good result over there. Did manage to drive them back, and that's good. Somewhat coherent front line as well, so I appreciate that. Have we got more Indians coming in? I'm not quite sure that we do. No, we don't. Okay, that's fine though. All in all, well, I mean, these tanks should probably fall back so that they can be repaired next turn. And all of our tactical bombs and such should move up. We do have more medium bombers, actually. Let's strike over here. Your morale should be a little bit tarnished. Yeah, that's much better. Good. So that will make life a lot more difficult for them next time around. Good. Very happy. Some reinforcements required, but our army is still holding out pretty nicely. We are making some progress. I do believe that that should reduce their supply situation. So all in all, I'm extremely happy about these results. Everything else is fine. On this front, let's briefly jump over towards New Guinea. With some very obvious trouble in supplies, as it is extremely difficult to provide supplies in this area. And again, Brunei is not something that we can take, I believe. Can defeat that unit though, and advance. Ooh, interesting, they do have anti-air units, which we should be able to bomb pretty nicely with with naval forces. Supply is somewhat decent actually. Yeah. Okay, that's okay though. I think we do have some more naval capacity that should be landing at some point. Right, you're Australian, right? You up there in the north are Australian as well? No, you're US. Doesn't matter. Let's bring up the landing core towards. Can cut that off, but that doesn't really do anything for us. Okay, let's bring up over here. And then more Australians. Oh, ouch, ouch. These are strong losses. Oh, high losses, I should say. Right, still a lot of battleships, which could potentially bombard Manila. Although we'd be losing more than they would, so I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. We have these Kiwis, but they can probably not be transported because the harbour is too shot up. But we have more special forces up here from Australia. Move these out. Gonna keep an eye on these two naval bases, even though I don't think it's that important. That's Japanese guys, and that needs to be reinforced. And that's fine. I think we should have more, yeah, over here. Let's bring him up. More Marines. Principally to land over here. So we've got two. Didn't we have a third? Third Marine Brigade? Anywhere? Guam. Well, apparently not. I'll find it at some point. Right. So, I think I said that destroyer needs to be refurbished. Let's bring in some tactical bombs towards over here. And the Chinese can actually upgrade a couple of things. That's nice. They do have the first light cruiser, by the way, which is a very good win for them. And a couple of other units that, again, really are not that relevant for China, because China can't employ these forces effectively. 82nd Airborne. Yeah, you need to go to Europe. Let's place you into Norfolk for some variation. And what else have we got? Fighters. Yeah, you likewise should probably go to Europe. And destroyers from Canada are welcome, but not exactly what I built. More event-spawned troops. So, yeah. Right, US, of course, has a massive amount of points that we probably don't know what to do with. So, let's try to see what we can actually buy at this point. More tactical bombers. So, yeah, appreciated. Gonna do that. Strategic bombers we could buy. Not convinced that they are the best that we can do. But all in all, why not? On the other hand, advanced tanks are also extremely good for us. So let's buy them. Good. Still a lot of points left, but I don't think we need to actually spend so much points. I do want to spend some points as the UK though, researching, and briefly check whether there's anything that we are researching that is wasted. Long-range aircraft, I think we can invest more into that actually. And AA defense, that's fine. Amphibious warfare, that's fine. Heavy bombs, that's fine. UK, advanced tanks, yeah, you are investing as much as possible into that. Advanced fighters, I think, are also important. Long-range aircraft, yes. Ground attack, yes. Armored warfare coming on soon. These areas are fine, though not critical. And I'm gonna say we don't need any of this. So I'm actually pretty happy about what the UK is doing. I'm guessing a little bit more investment into industrial technology is never bad. Oh, okay, fine, we can't spend more, so that's alright. And then what I would like to do as the UK is, of course, reinforcing some of my units over here that have been hit a little bit badly, but that's fine. We don't really want to upgrade the strategic bombers right now, because that, at the end of the day, is still a little bit of a waste of money. Can I not elite reinforcement the aircraft? I can. So there we go. No, what I want to purchase as the UK then is the Montgomery headquarter, or actually maybe take the Lord Gord and replace him with Montgomery. 3 more rating, 100 points, that's fine. And yeah, that's a good choice, I think. So Montgomery will be the one leading the invasion, and that to me should be pretty dandy. Can't reinforce you, can I? Huh, interesting. Okay, other than that, really no upgrades or anything required over here. There are some troop transports hanging around. Oh, what are you? You're on armored grade. Where can I place you? Okay, let's actually move you guys all a little bit back and get you to Portsmouth. I think then we can upgrade that at some point. Are you still fine in regards to supply? Yes, you are. So, fantastic. Little bit of a longer episode, but I'm happy to just do the whole turn in one go. Let me know if you like that or whether you'd like me to continue differently. That being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.